CJ Stroud, man. This kid is legit. And I wanted to throw in Bryce Young and CJ Stroud kind of at the same time and just say this. As far as it's looking right now, man, Lovie Smith and the Houston Texans have struck gold because I say Lovie Smith. I know
black guy, buddy.
Hey, Lovie Smith.
Oh, is that, are you giving Lovie the credit?
I'm giving Lovie the credit. I'm getting Lovie the credit for last year because everyone was crying that the Texans won a fucking meaningless game last year, and it looks like they ended up with the guy in CJ Stroud. This kid is legit, man. Nico Collins went off today, and he beat a damn good, not Pittsburgh Steelers team, but Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Still had TJ Watt, still had Highsmith, had some ballers on that D, and he fucking showed up and showed out, man. 300-yard passing again. Like, man, the whole thing about CJ Stroud to me, going back in college, is, you know, he had Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, he had Garrett Wilson, he had Jigba had so much talent,
and Goku,
man.
Whatever all of them. He had everybody.
All of them. So it was hard to evaluate him, but you know, me and Max loved the Georgia tape. Max brought it up, like, you watch that Georgia tape, you're like, oh my God, this kid is fucking good. And it seems like we're seeing that every single game. And I'm yet to see a big hiccup from him. And I want to tie in Bryce Young because I don't want to say it's over yet. I don't want to go ahead and crown him and say CJ Stroud, he's the guy, and Bryce Young is the bust. I don't want to call Bryce Young a bust.
Well, we should tie in Anthony Richardson too.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. I don't think any of them look bad.
All three of these guys, as of right now, if I had to redraft, CJ Stroud is number one. Even though I like what I see from Richardson, but he is just so far along developed as a passer. And we're always talking about what quarterbacks have. You know, you take offensive line in consideration. You take weapons into consideration. Like Max said, we're talking about Nico fucking Collins here. And he's dominating the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a big fucking deal, bro. So kudos to the kid, man. Let's not knock down Bryce Young and act like he's some fucking slouch. But I want to just give CJ Stroud his flowers week in and week out, man, because he is fucking balling. He dominated this game, straight up. With no run game. Like, they can't run the ball that effective.
You could do no wrong. And maybe when that O-line gets healthy, it'll be even scarier. But I love what I've seen out of CJ Stroud. I love what I've seen out of the Texans, man. D'Amico Ryans deserved the job. They have a play. They have, after they kind of railroaded two coaches and Lovie Smith, who was the one they had before, and they really didn't give a single chance to.
Steve Wilkes, I think.
No, Steve Wilkes got railroaded too. David Culley.
David Culley, you're right, David Culley.
And they were competitive every game with that dude. This team has been competitive. I don't want to say maybe competitive is the wrong word. They have been feisty. They have not been a team that rolled down and died. There's so much talent coming up for this team with draft picks. They have money to spend. Houston's future is bright. I think Indy's future is bright. They could have been 3-1 today. Anthony Richardson was looking really shaky. Like, this is the game you expect from a rookie quarterback. 11 for 25. 200 yards, right? 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Not what CJ Stroud does, where he's basically running the whole show.